This is Mark, Mark chapter 6, verses 17 through to 29, quite a long one. It said, Herod himself had sent and had John arrested and bound in prison on account of Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip, because he had married her. For John had been saying to Herod, "It's not lawful for you to have your brother's wife." Herodias had a grudge against him and wanted to put him to death, and could not do so. For Herod was afraid of John, knowing that he was a righteous and holy man, and he kept him safe. And when he heard him, he was very perplexed, and he used to enjoy listening to him. A strategic day came when Herod, on his birthday, gave a banquet for his lords and military commanders and the leading men of Galilee. And when the daughter of Herodias herself came in and danced, she pleased Herod and his dinner guests. And the king said to the girl, "Ask me for whatever you want, and I will give it to you." And he swore to her, "Whatever you ask of me, I will give it to you, up to half of my kingdom." And she went out and said to her mother, "What shall I ask for?" And she said, "The head of John the Baptist." Immediately she came in a hurry to the king and asked, saying, "I want you to give me at once the head of John the Baptist on a platter." And although the king was very sorry, yet because of his oaths and because of his dinner guests, he was unwilling to refuse her. Immediately the king sent an executioner and commanded him to bring back his head. And he went and had him beheaded in the prison, and brought his head on a platter and gave it to the girl, and the girl gave it to her mother. And when his disciples heard about this, they came and took away his body and laid it in a tomb. It is a gruesome story, and it just shows how sin leads to sin, and how in these kind of parties that people have, things can get out of hand, and things got out of hand for Herod here, and his wife. It was the mastermind behind this whole thing. And John the Baptist, who the Lord Jesus honoured as, he said, none had arisen greater than John the Baptist. Here he ends up, because of his proclamation of the truth in the nation of Israel, he ends up being martyred, being killed by King Herod. And we must remember ourselves that as we preach the gospel and we proclaim truth, that this could be our end too. It was the end of so many of the 12. In fact, tradition says that 10 of them were martyred. Of course, Judas Iscariot took his own life. But this is what we face. And there's the word in Revelation which says they overcame by the blood of the Lamb, the word of their testimony, and they did not love their lives unto death. And we, as we have fixed our eyes upon the Lord Jesus, to follow him with all of our hearts, we need to resolve that we will follow him, even if it means that it will cost our lives, as it did for John the Baptist.